Okay, welcome to the preview of the Eurobowl Round 1 draw. This is being published on Eurobowl.eu and the Eurobowl Discord server, which I would recommend that you sign up to if you haven't already, because it's the best way to get information about what is going on at the tournament. My name is Mike, I'm Sano638, and I'm going to be running the software for Eurobowl and Europen, along with a team from the Greek organising team. So just to run through how we're looking. So round one, table one, we've got Sweden against Malta, who are both previous hosts. Malta actually came last in the last Eurobowl, and that was because they were hosting it. So a load of their best players were actually on the admin team, as was I. Spent the weekend in a little room with Meta Malta, so I'm sure he'll have a nice weekend this time, and they're actually a fairly decent, strong team, much better than their last time suggests. So good luck to both of these. Sweden hosted back in 2016, and that was actually in a castle in Sweden, which was fantastic. Lots of good stuff there. Then moving on from the last place team last time to the first place team last time, we have Denmark, who will be defending their crown. And Denmark are going to be playing excellent hosts, I'm sure, European hosts to Australia, who are taking part in the Eurobowl for the very first time and have made it all the way around the world to take part. So I'm sure the Danes will be very welcoming at the same time as trying to grind them into the dirt. Moving on, we have our hosts, Greece, taking on Bulgaria. So that'll be a good one. A few of the Greek players, as is traditional, are on the organising team instead. So it'll be a little bit of an unknown quantity in terms of how the Greek team takes part. And similarly, Bulgaria, it's actually their first Eurobowl, I believe. They weren't in Malta. I don't think they've done one before. So great to see them joining the party. Then moving on, we have, I'm very sorry to my compatriots, this was a random draw, I'm sure, I don't hate you that much, but Scotland are going to be taking on France in round one, which I think they're probably quite pleased about. You've got people like Jock who really like a challenge. They'd have been disappointed to get an easy round in the first one, I think. One of the picks of this round will be Olivier Dulac, who is the world #1 player, against Sporran, who actually won the NAF Champs with his Orcs a few years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, I think it was. So that's definitely one of the picks of round one, and we'll see how that one goes. We've got Vampires against Khorne on table 2 there, Jeff against Loki, which is going to be a suitably ridiculous game, I expect. Lots of frenzy against all the vampire shenanigans. Then moving on, we've got Cyprus against Finland. So Cyprus, a bit of an unknown quantity again in this tournament. Lots of un-NAF ranked players, online players, I'm told, who could well surprise everyone if they sort of have learnt their trade on Cyanide or Fumble, and then take to the table. And Finland absolutely love their Blood Bowl, and so we'll see how that one goes. I think Finland haven't hosted before. Don't actually know if they're going for hosting rights this time, but they will certainly be in the hunt if they are going for it, because they've had some decent sort of finishes before. Right, then we've got Poland against Canada. So Canada taking part in the Eurobowl for the first time. Fantastic to see them here after they enjoyed the World Cup so much. They wanted to take part in the European Championships as well. Not going for hosting rights, but wanting to make a good show of it. And starting off against Poland. Poland were due to host back in 2020, but Nurgle's Rot swept the land, so they weren't able to. I don't think they're going for hosting rights this time round. But hopefully we'll be able to make the trip to Poland at some point. Then we have probably the draw of the first round, which is England against Spain. So obviously England have won the Eurobowl 5 or 6 times, the most of any country, but we've had a little bit of a rejig for Team England this time round, so we've got a few new names on that team, and they're taking on Spain, who always do pretty well. I think a 5th NAF ranked, 5th in terms of the pre-tournament seedings if you look at NAF ranks. Probably the pick of this one is Dark Elf Mirror Match at the bottom there. We've got Pete W, who's one of the best Dark Elf players in the world, against Ivan, who is also no slouch with the Dark Elves. So that'll be interesting to see. Underworld have retained their spot on the Spanish team after losing it on most of the squads. So that'll be good. And then on table 49, we've got El Planet 4, who could be mistaken for a Spaniard, but is on Team England. So that'll be really good. Nice setup there. Then what have we got? We got, moving on to the second page, we've got Portugal. Oops, sorry, I went down too far. Portugal against the Czech Republic. So Portugal have been previous hosts. So Portugal back in 2017. It was a great little event there. I still use the Portuguese Dice Cup as my main dice cup, going strong after 7 years and many hundreds of Blood Bowl games. So fond memories of that one. And Portugal are playing against the Czech Republic, who, let me have a look. I'm not sure they were. Yes, they were last time, and they came second bottom last time. So the only way is up for the Czech team. Fingers crossed. Well, not the only way is up. They could go bottom, but hope they don't for their sake. We've got USA returning on the next table, and USA are going to be playing against Hungary. Were Hungary in it last time? They were, and they came 18th in Malta, and they were 20th in Wales. So Hungary have been in the Eurobowl for quite a few times. They were in Portugal as well, and Sweden, but always fairly close to the bottom of the rankings. So we'll see how they're going. And as it stands, Hungary are going to be hosting in 2025. So fingers crossed that they have a lovely outing this time, and then pick up some tips for their tournament next year, when we'll be heading to Hungary. Moving on, we've got Wales and Belgium, both previous hosts. We've got some very strong players on both teams, and some very experienced ones as well. And there's probably some correlation. Some people are good and experienced. But yeah, both will be trying to get in the sort of top quarter of results, certainly top 6, looking for podium as well, but also enjoying their Blood Bowl. Moving on, we've got Austria against Italia. So Italy are one of the favourites. Probably looking at the pre-tournament rankings, France are very much far and away the favourites, but Italy will be wanting to get on the podium and possibly to take it home. It's a very strong Blood Bowl rivalry there, which we see in Eurobowls and in World Cups as well. Austria have hosted before. That's one of the ones I didn't actually go to, but I'm told it was a good time. We've got a few interesting rosters on Austria, so if Austria take down Italy, then that could be one of the great upsets of the first round, up there with Scotland, France, I think. Germany against Norway. Germany hosted a very, very long time ago. Germany hosted in 2004, which was the second ever Eurobowl, and always want to do very well, and have got a very strong team. So Germany will also be sort of in the top 6 as well, and Norway are usually in the top half as well, and do have some very good players among them. So that will actually be a fairly decent first round fixture, I think. Could go either way, I think, but Germany probably slight favourites in that one. And then we have from the more experienced Blood Bowl nations to some of the lesser ones. Lithuania have submitted all of their NAF names in block capitals in an attempt to intimidate the opposition, but the opposition will not be intimidated because they are the Republic of Ireland, and they will have a lovely time and want to do well, I think. I don't think Ireland are going for hosting rights this time round, but will be wanting to commit themselves very well, and they have got some very good players among them. Gorgoroth, Raging are multiple tournament winners, and so I think probably Ireland may sneak that one, but we'll see how we go. And then in the last one, we've got the Netherlands against Switzerland, just to finish off the standings. So there we go. That is the round one draw. And so, how can you keep up to date with Eurobowl over the next week or so and over the weekend itself? So we have the Eurobowl Facebook group, which has been there for a while and is an ongoing group. It's got 1.9 thousand members in it, or 1,900 as normal people would say. So check in there if you haven't already and you are a Facebook user. We then have the website Eurobowl.eu. All the draws and standings will be posted there, as well as the Discord. And as I said, the best place to be for all Eurobowl news is the Eurobowl Discord. We've got Greece 2024. Has got a load of channels in there for all of those things that you can see, and then you've got Eurobowl standings and announcements and European standings and announcements as well. So if you want to ask the admins anything, if you want to get a quick answer for bits and bobs, then please do pop on there. Otherwise, we will see you in Greece with 28 teams fighting out for the Eurobowl. And check back for the European round one, which is going to go live at the same time, but there will be an additional video for that one.